Guys, today we're gonna take this craft, which we have edited. It's basically a craft from the last episode, but it's modified. But we modified it a little bit, so we put some antennas on it as well as more science experiments. Now, with this mission, we're gonna land multiple times on Minmus, and we're going to fly by the Mun. So basically, we're exploring the Kerbin system. But anyways, I'm just time-lapsing the orbital direct, and I don't know why, but the rocket flipped over, so I reverted to launch, and it did the same thing again this next flight, but I was able to recover from it. I don't know why it flips over so easily. Maybe it's because I don't have any RCS thrusters unlocked yet, but I do unlock those in the tech tree after this mission is finished. So stability shouldn't be that much of a problem after this. Also, I didn't put any fins on the rocket, which makes sense why it flipped over. But we are gonna get our apoapsis up to, like, I think it was like 200 kilometers. I'm not sure. I can't really remember. No, it's like 109 or something this time. I think we got it to. Yeah, we got it to about 109 kilometers. So well, we're just going to go up to apoapsis, and we're going to start our circularization burn. We deployed our first stage, and it is going to eventually crash back into Kerbin, or it's going to burn up in the atmosphere, one of those. But anyways, I tried to make a maneuver node to get to Minmus, but after, I didn't want to spend too long, so I just used the maneuver node maker, which actually got me a pretty good maneuver for only 900 meters per second. And so here I extend my solar panels and my antennas, because without the antennas, past about 20,000 kilometers, you can't really transmit data anymore, and you can't transfer science either. And since I don't want to have a billion science units on the capsule, I'd have to transmit the science, because, to be honest, I can't fit a ton of science on the actual craft. It's on the actual capsule itself, because the capsule just isn't big enough. But anyways, there's the Mun over there, and basically we're just going to ascend to. Actually, we're going to start our burn to get to Minmus before we warp away from Kerbin. And I was kind of confused because Minmus orbits at 46,000 kilometers, and my apoapsis was nearly 60,000. So I just have to correct the burn a little bit, and I get a Minmus encounter, which I modify a little bit to get a better orbit and a closer periapsis to Minmus. I do some science about high above Kerbin, and then once I finish that, I just warp over to Minmus. After repositioning the rocket to get more solar electricity from the panels. Yeah, we're warping up to Minmus now, and we've entered Minmus SOI. Now we're going to warp to the first landing. Well, actually the second landing. The first one failed, but we're going to warp to the first Minmus landing, since I've already gone to Minmus, and you've already seen that before. If you haven't, you can watch the first episode of KSP, and you'll see it there. Anyways, and then I warp to Sunrise, so you guys can actually see. Also, I don't know why, but time warp throws me in the air a little bit. But anyways, I perform my science experiments, and then I warp to me placing the flag before I leave Minmus. So Minmus landing 8/13/2022, episode 3. Bob Kerman lands at Minmus to perform science experiments. And that's the plaque. And then we perform a surface sample, which we do that, and then we get an EVA report as well. So after that, we use our jetpack to get on the back on the craft. And we do our science points and we transmit our data, and then we repair our experiments, and then we lift off from Minmus, I think. Yep. Now, I believe soon I put the gear down. But here I can't make up my mind on whether to exit Minmus SOI or stay in Minmus SOI to land again. But since I only had about 1,200 meters per second of delta V left, I figured since I didn't want to really cut it close, and to be honest, I probably could have landed one more time, but I might not have had enough fuel to get back to Kerbin, because, spoiler alert, I only had about 400 meters per second remaining after, after I circularize with the MUN, which I didn't exactly have to do, but there we go. We were performing science experiments from high above the MUN and near the MUN. And here we warp to periapsis so we can do experiments from space near the MUN. And then we do a ton of EVA reports from different biomes, like Midlands and Highlands and poles, as well as, actually I can't remember what the other biomes I went to are. But yeah, here I'm just doing EVA reports and uploading the data. So I do a report from the Highlands, the Highland craters, the poles, I believe, and then the polar highlands, I believe, also, or the polar lowlands, sorry, and the poles themselves. And then I warp back to periapsis one more time, so that I can, I don't know why I did an EVA report again, but I warp to periapsis one more time after this, so that, I can escape from the MUN's SOI. Now, later on, I'm probably going to use, the bottom stages of this rocket, actually, to make a space station that can go around Kerbin, the MUN, and or Minmus. And I'll probably just launch separate missions, which all go into orbit around the celestial body. Anyways, we're leaving the MUN at the MUN's SOI, and we're warping to apoapsis before we start a retrograde burn. After we do a lot of other crap. And then, sooner or later, we're going to start our retrograde burn right about now. And we're getting our periapsis down to about -4 kilometers. And then all we have to do is warp to about 100,000 meters, which we're going to do soon. Now I'm just messing around with the camera modes right now. And as you can see, we get to 1,200 kilometers, and this is where we retract our antennas and stuff, I think. No, first, alright, so we warp down to about 100 kilometers, and then we retract the antennas. Here we also get rid of the bottom stage, or the lander stage, that is, because we don't need it anymore, and it's going to burn up in the atmosphere later. But until then, we're just going to, and right about now, we're going to start aerobraking into the atmosphere. And as you can see, some parts from the upper stage are already exploding. So anyways, we're hitting 20 kilometers, and right now we're experiencing about 7 Gs of deceleration. Although when the parachutes deploy, momentarily we're at about 12 Gs of deceleration. Right about now, yep, when the drogue chutes deploy, we get to about 12 Gs of deceleration. And now we're just going to time-lapse to the landing. We're getting EVA report while flying over Kerbin's grasslands. And now we wait. Now we are we're landing on Kerbin. And we have now landed. And here we're going to place another flag at the landing site. And actually, I believe we're going to recorrect the, no, we're not changing the flag position. But anyways, we are writing flak text right now. Now, I actually changed it a couple times because I don't really know what I'm thinking. There's a new surface sample, get in, and then recover the vessel after a long flight. And we warp to the tech tree, where we have 980 science points to spend. So we buy a couple things in the upper layers of the tech tree. And then after that we buy advanced construction with our final science, which gives us fairings. Now in this buying spree, we also get the gigantic XL solar array, I think it's called. But yeah, we're just gonna do a little time lapse of our landing flag. But anyways, that's the end of the video. I will see you guys later. Bye.